If you would, be turning in your Bibles to Mark chapter 5. Mark chapter 5. I have a very lengthy reading, but a very short invitation tonight. I'd like to thank our visitors for coming. Hopefully you can gain something out of my very simple invitation tonight. I'm very thankful to have the chance to give the invitation tonight. Mark chapter 5, verse 1. They came to the other side of the sea, to the country of Gerasenes. And when Jesus had stepped out of the boat, immediately there met him out of the tombs a man with an unclean spirit. He lived among the tombs, and no one could bind him anymore, not even with a chain. For he had often been bound with shackles and chains, but he wrenched the chains apart, and he broke the shackles in pieces. No one had the strength to subdue him. Night and day among the tombs and on the mountains he was always crying out and cutting himself with stones. And when he saw Jesus from afar, he ran and fell down before him. And crying out with a loud voice, he said, "What have you to do with me, Jesus, Son of the Most High God? I adjure you, by God, do not torment me." For he was saying to him, "Come out of the man, you unclean spirit." And Jesus asked him, "What is your name?" He replied, "My name is Legion, for we are many." And he begged him earnestly not to send them out of the country. Now a great herd of pigs was feeding there on the hillside, and they begged him, saying, "Send us to the pigs, let us enter them." So he gave them permission. And the unclean spirits came out and entered the pigs, and the herd, numbering about 2,000, rushed down the steep bank into the sea and drowned in the sea. The herdsmen fled and told it in the city and in the country. And people came to see what it was that had happened. And they came to Jesus and saw the demon-possessed man, the one who had the legion, sitting there, clothed, in his right mind, and they were afraid. And those who had seen it described to them what had happened to the demon-possessed man and to the pigs. And they began to beg Jesus to depart from their region. As he was getting into the boat, the man who had been possessed with demons begged him that he might be with him. And he did not permit him, but he said, "Go home to your friends and tell them how much the Lord has done for you, and how he has had mercy on you." And he went away and began to proclaim it in Decapolis how much Jesus had done for him, and everyone marveled. Tonight I want to talk to you about the time that Jesus recruited a crazy man to be one of his evangelists. You've probably heard the story about the man. He was possessed with a whole host of demons who had made his life miserable. He was violent, annoying, and uncontrollable. Here's what the Lord did for him. He threw those demons out and gave him his life back. Can you imagine how wonderful that must have been for this guy? Living a horrible, self-obsessed life characterized by constant pain and misery, only to have a stranger come along and one day give you your life back you thought you'd lost forever. Doesn't that remind you a little bit of baptism? This man knew he had been given a sweet deal. Suddenly, he felt a call to ministry, and Jesus was leaving. The man did everything he could but stow himself on Jesus' boat. He begged the Lord to allow him to go with him, but Jesus did not permit him. Instead, he wanted him to do these things. Go home and tell your story. Tell your friends what I have done for you. Tell your family how I gave you your life back. In other words, go and spread the word of the Lord, because that's what Jesus' followers do. They don't wear suits and scream and shout on TV. They don't necessarily work for congregations surrounded by books and diplomas that sit on desks. Followers of Christ go home and tell their friends how much the Lord has done for them and how he has had mercy on them. To end my lesson tonight, 3 questions for you to consider. Has the Lord saved you? Has he given you your life back? Has he given you a reason to live and something to hope for? If he has, do what the crazy man did. Go tell your friends and family and tell them what Jesus has done for you. There might be someone here tonight who has never been baptized and needs to become a child of God. Or there may be someone here tonight who is separated from God, has some kind of sin in their life that's separating them. Whatever your need may be, why don't you come forward while we stand and sing?